Demonstration of cheekyricho's Japanese cotton cheesecake. Hi and welcome to cheekyricho's Japanese cotton cake or Japanese cheesecake. This delicious, light, little bit finicky cake is absolutely perfect for morning tea or dessert. With a taste somewhere like a cross between a baked cheesecake and a sponge cake, you are going to be very surprised with the results. The ingredients are in the recipe box below. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is set up a double boiler. What we have here is a saucepan, an amount of water in it, to which we're going to set a bowl over the top. The reason we are doing this is we don't want our ingredients to separate, curdle or catch, and we need a gentle, consistent heat. So once that water comes to the boil, we're going to lower the temperature to a slow simmer. Don't let the bowl touch the water, it defeats the purpose. Okay, our water is boiling now. We are going to take it back to a gentle simmer. Using a glass bowl, you can actually judge what's happening in the saucepan, and you can also ensure that you don't boil the water dry. Okay, that's about as low as we're going to be able to get that to go. Now to this bowl, we are going to add our room temperature cream cheese, our butter, it's room temperature again, and we need to break this up and melt it. We're also going to add our milk at this stage. We want this well combined, so just heat it until it's well melted. Shouldn't take very long. Okay, it's starting to amalgamate now. Just keep this whisking happening. It's been suggested that you can actually strain this final mix to make sure that there are absolutely no lumps. It's a matter for yourself. We'll just see how it performs before we get to that stage. Okay, we're about done. This has only taken a couple of minutes to get to this stage, perhaps a minute and a half. You don't need to boil it, you just need to have it completely melted and amalgamated. And now we are going to put it to one side and allow it to cool. So heat off. See how rich and creamy and smooth that is? It's sort of like softly beaten cream, softly whipped cream. Okay, while our cream mixture is cooling, we are going to get our springform pan and line the outside of the bottom of it with foil. The reason that we are doing this is to ensure that it doesn't leak. This cake is traditionally cooked in a water bath for a more indirect method of cooking. And the two wraps of the foil around the outside will ensure that it doesn't leak either in or out of the springform pan. So that's what you should have. Now we're going to line the inside of it with silicone paper and come up the sides a bit so that if it starts to brown too quickly, we can make a little tent of foil over the top of it to protect the top of it. Give yourself a bit of height there. You see that? I'll put a staple in that actually. Just pop a staple into that and hold it into place. There we go. Right, not going anywhere. Always handy to have a little stapler in your kitchen. You never know what you're going to use it for. It doesn't take up very much room. Okay, instead of a water bath, what we're going to do is pour the water that we use to boil under our double boiler, save wasting that, into 4 little pie plates. Whatever heat-proof dishes that you can find that you can do this with. The reason this is done is it moisturizes the oven so that it doesn't crack. It's sort of like a sauna, so it humidifies the oven. So we're going to put that onto the bottom shelf of the oven, just like so. Okay, now we are going to add our room temperature egg yolks to our cream and milk mixture and just whisk that in. Want that completely combined. Nice golden colour. This isn't going to cook the egg yolks at all because it's quite cool now. Probably 40 degrees Celsius. Okay, happy with that? That gorgeous. Okay, now we are going to whip our egg whites with scrupulously clean bowl and beater. We are going to beat our egg whites and add our cream of tartar. So we don't want to beat them too fast. They will get quite foamy. If you beat it on the highest speed, you're going to incorporate really large air bubbles, which is going to increase the size of the bubbles in the cake. What we're aiming for is a consistent, like a car sponge texture, or like a latex sponge texture. by doing that we're going to need to take a bit of time with our whipping. Don't have any traces of oil, butter, grease, egg yolk at all, or moisture in your bowl when you start. It will definitely have a detrimental effect on the whipping quality of your egg whites. So we just start off gently. As you can see, it's quite foamy. We're going to add our pinch of tartar, about 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar, and gradually add our sugar. Okay, after a couple of minutes, I haven't exceeded speed 3 on the mixer. This is what you should have. You need soft peaks to form, which is about where we're at there. Okay, we're just going to put our egg white to one side, and it's time to incorporate our flours into egg yolk cream mixture. Tip your corn flour into your self-raising flour. Give it a light mix through, don't get too serious because we will be sifting it. Make sure there are no lumps. And just a little gentle swishing action will ensure that there is plenty of air incorporated. Anything solid, leave it out. Now we're going to fold this through. So just lift and fold, we want this well combined. And then this mixture is then going to be folded into our egg whites and it'll be baked. So you can be a little bit tough with this, but don't be tough with the other bit. Okay, now we're all mixed in now. We're going to add this to our egg whites. So just pour it in. And we're going to fold this gently in. There should be no thought of mixed colour here. It should be completely a solid colour. I know I do swirly bits in some of my desserts, but this is serious. You have to have this creamy all through. Just be very gentle here and patient. I had a Japanese exchange student staying with me a few years ago and she brought this recipe with her. Unfortunately, I actually lost her original recipe, so this is a different one to the one that I've made many of. So fingers crossed it turns out as beautiful. And if you're watching, hello Ryoko, send me the real recipe. Look at that. Solid colour all the way through, light and bubbly. Now we're going to cook this in 150 degrees for about 1 hour and 10 minutes. See those lovely bubbles there? Now this will brown evenly all over. If after halfway through cooking it looks to be browning too quickly, you can make a little tent out of foil and lay it over the top of the paper, but don't let it touch your cake because when you go to remove it, it will stick to the foil. Even if you grease the foil, and it'll make it look really ugly. Looking pretty good, isn't it? Into the oven we go. Okay, there you have it. Japanese cotton tea cake. A Japanese cotton cheesecake. Take our foil off the outside. Nothing has leaked. We open up our cake tin and just peel it off. It's still a little warm. We're just going to peel our paper off the bottom. I would classify this cake as a fail because of the cracks in the top of it. They are not supposed to be there. I'm having a few issues with my oven at the moment. The thermostat's playing up. We did everything else right except that it cracked on the top. My mother tried it and she said it was the nicest cake that she had ever tasted and asked me to post it on YouTube because it was too nice not to. And there you have it, Cheekyricho's Japanese cotton cheesecake. I hope you enjoyed this little cooking demonstration. If you'd like to see more interesting recipes and ideas, please check out my cheekyricho channel. And don't forget to please subscribe. Okay, and there we have it. We're just going to cut that. Okay, so we just lift our Japanese cotton cheesecake. Cheekyricho's Japanese cotton cheesecake. I hope you enjoyed this little cooking demonstration of Cheekyricho's Japanese cotton cheesecake. If you'd like to see more interesting recipes and ideas, please check out my cheekyricho channel. And don't forget to please subscribe. Do come back and visit us again soon. We have so much more to show you. And thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day. A little taste, shall we?